Sometimes silence is healing, but sometimes silence becomes an addiction, and that is where the path gets dangerous. Because what begins as restoration can slowly turn into avoidance. During Kundalini awakening and spiritual awakening, silence can feel like medicine. It gives your nervous system a break. It softens the noise of the world. It creates space between you and the chaos you used to absorb without even realizing it. For a while, that can be exactly what you need. You step back, breathe deeper, stop forcing social energy, stop drowning in constant stimulation, and finally feel what peace is supposed to feel like. But then something subtle can change. You stop choosing silence because it restores you, and you start depending on silence because reality feels too hard. You stop saying, "I need space to reset," and begin living like, "I can only feel okay if I stay away from people, pressure, conversation, noise, conflict, and anything that disturbs my inner state." That is when silence stops being sacred and starts becoming a shield. This is the part almost nobody talks about honestly, because silence looks spiritual, withdrawal looks spiritual, detachment looks spiritual, distance looks spiritual. And if someone is on the outside looking in, it can seem like you are becoming more peaceful, more centered, more elevated. But on the inside, something else may be happening. You may be using peace to avoid pain. You may be using stillness to avoid confrontation. You may be using solitude to protect yourself from parts of life that still trigger what has not yet been healed. And that is not the same as grounded awakening. Real silence helps you come back to life with more clarity. Addictive silence makes you disappear from life while calling it growth. That is the difference. One kind of silence deepens your presence. The other kind reduces your capacity. One kind of silence makes you stronger, clearer, softer, and more honest. The other kind makes you fragile, unavailable, and overly dependent on perfect conditions. And awakening is not about needing life to become quieter and quieter forever. It is about becoming stable enough that even when life is noisy, you do not lose yourself so quickly. That is why maturity matters here. Because not everything that feels peaceful is healing. Sometimes it is just escape that has learned spiritual language. So if you are on this path, ask yourself something real. Is silence helping you become more present, or is it helping you avoid what still hurts? Is it making you more available to truth, or less available to life? That question matters because silence can absolutely be sacred. It can absolutely be medicine. But when it becomes an addiction, it stops being a doorway and starts becoming a prison with beautiful lighting. If this made sense to you, don't lose it in your feed. Like the video, share it with someone on this path, and subscribe so you stay connected to every new talk on Beyond the Mind.